Come here, my child. Come and sit with me. You don't have to say a word. You don't have to explain anything. Just come. Find a quiet place in your heart and let me meet you there. I know why you have come. I heard you. Long before your mind formed the thought to seek me out, I heard the sound that drew me to you. It was the sound of your tears. You think you've been crying alone, don't you? You think your tears fall silently onto your pillow in the dead of night, unnoticed by anyone. You believe that the quiet weeping you do in the car or in the shower is a secret conversation between you and your own pain. But I want you to know a profound and holy truth tonight. There is no such thing as a silent tear to me. Every single one makes a sound in heaven. Every single one lands upon my heart. I hear them all. You've cried enough. Enough for today. Let me just be with you in this. I see the tears you have cried from a place of deep loss. The hot, aching tears of grief that feel as though they are tearing you apart from the inside. The tears for the one you miss, for the life that was, for the future you planned that will never be. I have seen you try to choke them back, to be strong for others, but I have also seen you in the quiet moments when the dam breaks. I have been there for every single one. I have heard them. I see the tears of disappointment, the slow, bitter tears that fall when hope has let you down once again. The tears for the unanswered prayer, the broken dream, the betrayal of a friend. These tears taste of disillusionment. They are heavy with the weight of a heart that tried to believe and was wounded for it. Do not be ashamed of them. I have seen them. I have heard their quiet, painful splash. I see the tears of loneliness, perhaps the most silent tears of all. The tears that well up in a crowded room when you feel completely invisible. The tears that fall when you look at your life and feel a profound sense of isolation, of being misunderstood, of having no one to truly share your journey with. These tears are cold. They speak of an ache for connection, for belonging. I have seen them trace a path down your cheek in the dark. I have heard them. And I see the tears of sheer exhaustion, the tears of frustration when you have nothing left to give, when you feel you have failed, when the weight of life is simply too much to bear. These are the tears that come with a ragged sigh, the tears that say, I can't do this anymore. They are not tears of weakness. They are tears of a profound and honest weariness. I have seen them. I have heard them. Tonight, I do not want to rush you to a solution. I do not want to offer you a simple platitude to make the pain go away. The world does that. It says, don't cry, cheer up, think positive. But I am not the world. I am the man of sorrows. And the first thing I want to do is to simply honor your tears. They are a testament to your love. They are the evidence of a tender heart. They are a holy, liquid prayer that I understand perfectly. Your pain is not an inconvenience to me. It is a sacred space that I am honored to enter. So let's not try to stop the tears, if they are there. Let's just acknowledge them. Acknowledge the deep well of sorrow from which they have come. Know that I am here, sitting with you, not with a solution ready, but with a heart that is open to yours. I am not afraid of your grief. I am not impatient with your sorrow. I am simply here, and I hear you, every tear, every sob, every silent ache. I hear it all, and because I hear it, you are not, and you have never been, alone in it. My beloved child, now that you know I am here with you, hearing every tear, I want to give you a gift. It is a gift that you may have been denying yourself for a very long time, out of a sense of duty, or strength, or even shame. Tonight, I am giving you sacred and divine permission to grieve. You have been told so many times, in so many ways, to stop. Be strong, move on, let it go, don't cry. The world is uncomfortable with authentic sorrow. It sees grief as a problem to be solved, an illness to be cured as quickly as possible, and so you have learned to suppress it. You have learned to put on a brave face, to push the pain down deep, to carry on as if your heart isn't fractured into 1,000 pieces. And the effort of that suppression, the constant work of holding back the flood, has been utterly exhausting. It has made you even more tired than the grief itself. But here, with me, the rules are different. I did not create your heart to be an unfeeling stone. I created it with a vast capacity for love, and the natural consequence of deep love is deep grief when what is loved is lost. Grief is not a sign of a lack of faith. It is not a spiritual failure. Grief is the final, painful, holy act of love. It is the tribute your heart pays to what was precious, and it is a process that I honor completely. So tonight, I release you from the burden of being strong. I release you from the pressure to be okay. I release you from the need to have it all together. You have my permission to fall apart, right here, in the safety of my presence. If the tears need to come, let them come. Let them be a flood, a torrent. Do not apologize for them. Do not hold them back. Let the sobs that have been caught in your throat for so long finally have a voice. Let your body shake with the force of it, if it needs to. I am here. I can hold you through it. This is a safe space for your sorrow. I give you permission to be angry, if that is part of your grief. Angry at the loss. Angry at the injustice. Angry at the emptiness. You can shout at me. You can beat your fists against my chest. I am big enough to handle your rage. I am not a fragile God who is frightened by your honest emotions. I would rather have your honest anger than your polite, distant piety. Bring it all to me. It will not break us. I give you permission to be confused, to not have the answers, to wrestle with the why. Why did this happen? Where were you, God? These are the honest questions of a hurting heart, and I am not offended by them. I invite them. It is in the wrestling that we often find the deepest intimacy. I will not give you easy, simple answers to your profound pain, but I will give you me. I will stay with you in the middle of the unanswered questions. I give you permission to feel numb. Sometimes the pain is too great, and the heart, in its wisdom, shuts down for a while to protect itself. If you feel nothing but a hollow emptiness, that is okay too. Do not try to force a feeling that isn't there. Just rest in the numbness, and know that I am sitting with you in that hollow place, gently waiting for the life and feeling to return in its own time. Grieving is not a neat, linear process. It is a wild, tangled, and sacred journey. And you have my permission to walk it authentically. You do not have to perform your grief for anyone, not even for me. You just have to be in it and allow me to be in it with you. When my dear friend Lazarus died, I knew I was going to raise him from the dead. I knew the happy ending was just moments away. And yet, when I saw his sisters, Mary and Martha, weeping, when I saw the grief of all who loved him, what did I do? I wept. I entered into their grief. I honored their tears with my own. I did not rush them. I did not say, "Don't cry, I'm about to fix it." I mourned with them. That is my heart for you tonight. I am mourning with you. I am honoring your pain. So give yourself the gift that I am offering you, the gift of permission. Permission to be exactly where you are. broken, hurting, grieving. You do not have to carry this alone. You do not have to pretend anymore. Just be, and let me be with you, right in the middle of it all. My precious child, now that you have given yourself permission to grieve, I want to take you somewhere. The room you are in may not feel safe enough for the depth of your sorrow. The world outside its walls certainly is not. So come with me now. You do not need to stand or walk. Just let your heart follow the sound of my voice. Let me lead you away from the sharp edges of your reality and into a sanctuary I have built just for a heart like yours. We are leaving the world of expectation and explanation behind. There is a path, but it is not a difficult one. It is a soft, winding path through an ancient, mist-filled forest. The trees here are old and wise. They have seen 1,000 years of sorrow, and they do not judge yours. They stand as silent, loving sentinels. The air here is cool and clean and smells of damp earth, of fallen leaves, and of rain that has washed the world clean. It is the scent of release. Ahead of us, there is a gentle light. It is not a harsh, exposing light, but a soft, warm glow, like a single candle burning in a sheltered place. As we draw closer, you see its source. We have come to a small, hidden cove by a dark, still sea. And nestled into the rock face is a small sanctuary, a chapel carved from the stone itself by time and tide. The entrance is a low, arched doorway, open and welcoming. There are no heavy doors to push, no locks to be turned. This place is always open for the broken-hearted. Step inside with me. The moment you cross the threshold, you will feel a change. The air inside is warm, still, and utterly silent. Not an empty silence, but a holy silence. A silence that is a substance, a presence. It is a silence that can absorb any sound you need to make a sob, a scream, a whispered prayer. It will not break. It will simply hold it and hold you. Look around. The walls are the natural, living rock of the cliffside, worn smooth by ages of my patient love. They are not cold. They feel warm to the touch, as if a gentle fire has been burning in here for centuries. There are no hard pews or uncomfortable chairs. In the center of the floor, I have laid out thick, soft sheepskins and heavy woolen blankets. This is a place for collapsing. This is a place for curling up and letting go. The only light comes from a multitude of candles, hundreds of them, placed in niches carved into the rock. Each candle burns with a steady, unwavering flame. I want you to know, my child, that each one of these candles represents a tear you have cried, that I have seen and honored. This room is illuminated by your own honest sorrow, transformed into a gentle, holy light. Your pain has made this place beautiful. Your pain has made this place sacred. Now, I want to tell you the rules of this sanctuary, for they are very different from the rules of the world. The first rule is this: there are no masks allowed here. You must leave the mask of I'm fine at the door. Here, you are free to be utterly, completely, messily authentic. Your brokenness is your ticket of admission. The second rule is this: all of your feelings are welcome. Your heart-wrenching sadness is welcome here. Your bitter anger is welcome here. Your confusing numbness is welcome here. Your deep, aching despair is welcome here. Lay them all out on the soft blankets. Nothing you feel can shock me or make me leave. I am the God of the honest heart. The third rule is this: there is no clock on the wall. There is no timetable for your grief. The world may tell you to get over it, but I will sit with you here for as long as it takes. A day, a year, a lifetime. My time is not measured in minutes, but in mercy. You have all the time you need. And the final, most important rule is this: you are not alone. You may feel it, but it is not the truth. I am here. I am the very stones of these walls, surrounding you. I am the warmth from the candles, comforting you. I am the silence that is holding you. I am the soft blanket, covering you. My presence is the very atmosphere of this place. So come, my child. Find a spot on the floor. Curl up in the blankets. Let the candlelight dance on your closed eyelids. Let the profound silence begin to seep into your soul. This place was made for you. It was made from my love for you and illuminated by my honor for your tears. It is the safest place in the universe for your sorrow. Nothing can harm you here. Nothing is expected of you here. You only need to be. Just be, and let me be here with you in the holy dark. My precious child, as you rest here in the safety of this candlelit sanctuary, I want to speak to the state of your body and your spirit. Because you have been weeping for so long, and weeping is hard, hard work. The world does not understand this. It thinks tears are a simple, passive thing. But you and I, we know the truth. Weeping is a form of labor. It is the strenuous, exhausting labor of a soul in pain. And you are so tired from this work. I see it. I see the deep, physical toll this season of sorrow has taken on you. Let me name it for you, so you know that I truly see. I see the puffiness around your eyes, the tender skin, the dull ache behind them from tears that have been shed and tears that are still waiting. I see the soreness in your throat, a rawness from sobs that have been choked back and from the few that have escaped. I see the headache that presses on your temples, the constant, low-grade throb that comes from a mind and a heart in a state of high alert and deep distress. I see the exhaustion in your very bones, the feeling of being made of lead, the profound lack of energy that makes even the smallest task feel like climbing a mountain. This is not laziness. This is the legitimate physical aftermath of a heart that has been in a battle. Your body has been flooded with the hormones of stress and grief for so long, and it is depleted. It is running on nothing. And I see how you hold this grief in your body. It is not just in your head or your heart. It is in the permanent, tight knot in your shoulders, which have been hunched over as if waiting for another blow. It is in your jaw, which you clench so tightly, especially in your sleep. It is in the shallow, hitched way you breathe, your chest so tight with unshed pain that you cannot seem to draw a full, deep breath. It is in the cold knot of dread that sits in your stomach. Your body has been keeping the score of your sorrow, and it is crying out for rest. You have labored in the fields of sorrow, and now the workday is done. It is time for a Sabbath, a rest from the very work of weeping. So let's begin with your breath. For so long, your breath has been a servant to your sorrow. Now, let's allow it to be a servant to my peace. Don't try to force it. Just join me. Let's take one slow breath in together. And as you breathe out, imagine you are releasing just 1% of the tension in your chest. That's it. A tiny release. Let's do it again. A slow, gentle breath in, and a long, sighing breath out, letting your shoulders drop just a fraction of an inch. We are not trying to fix everything at once. We are just introducing a new, gentler rhythm, the rhythm of release. Now, I want you to feel my presence attending to your body. Imagine my hands, the hands that healed the blind and touched the leper, are now ministering to you. Imagine I am placing my warm palms over your tired eyes, not to stop the tears, but to soothe the ache. Feel my gentle love flowing into them, bringing coolness and relief. Imagine my hands gently massaging the impossibly tight knot in your shoulders. I am not rushing. I am patiently, lovingly, working out the tension, one fiber at a time. Feel the muscles beginning to soften, to lengthen, to release the stored up pain under my care. Let my peace travel to your jaw. Let it relax. Let a little space come between your teeth. You do not have to be clenched and ready for a fight tonight. The battle is over for today. You are safe. Let my healing presence descend into your chest. Feel it creating space. Space for your heart to beat without being constricted. Space for your lungs to expand fully. Take another breath now, and feel it go deeper than before. This is the breath of safety. This is the breath of rest. And now, your spirit, the exhaustion of your spirit, is profound. It is the weariness of a faith that has been tested, of a soul that has wrestled with me in the darkness. Your spirit is tired from asking why and hearing only silence. It is tired from trying to trust, from trying to believe. I see the spiritual fatigue, and I do not judge it. I honor the struggle. And I am here to tell you that your spirit does not have to work tonight either. It does not have to muster up faith. It does not have to produce trust. Tonight, my faith is enough for both of us. My trust is enough. Your spirit can simply lie down. Let me be the ground beneath it. Let my own unshakable faith be the bed upon which your tired spirit can collapse and find its rest. The labor of weeping is over for today. You have done enough. You have felt enough. You have cried enough. Now it is time to receive. Receive my comfort. Receive my care. Receive my peace. And let your tired body, your tired heart, and your tired spirit finally sleep. My precious child, as you rest here in the quiet of this sanctuary, feeling the weariness of your tears, I want to draw even closer to the very heart of a specific, profound pain. For so many of your tears, I know, are the tears of goodbye. They are the tears of loss. They are the tears of grief. They spring from that deep, gaping wound left behind when someone you love is no longer where they are supposed to be. The world calls this bereavement. I call it the sacred ache of love. The emptiness is a physical presence, isn't it? It's the empty chair at the table. It's the deafening silence in a house that once was filled with their laughter. It's the instinctive turn to tell them something, only to be hit, again, with the brutal reality that they are not there. It's reaching for your phone to call or text them before the memory returns, like a punch to the gut. Each of these small moments is a fresh wave of grief, a new tear that falls onto an already open wound. And I see every single one. You have been told, perhaps, that you need to find closure. But that is a cold, clinical word for something so deeply entwined with your soul. Your love for them did not have an end point, so why would your grief? Your grief is simply your love, continuing on in a new, painful form. It is the love that has nowhere to go. It is a testament to the depth of the bond you shared. Do not let anyone, including yourself, rush you through this. Your grief honors them. And your grief honors the love that I, myself, planted in your heart. I want you to know that I am the God of the living, not the dead. For me, your loved one is not a fading memory. They are a living, vibrant soul, held safely in my presence. in a place where there are no more tears, no more pain, and no more goodbyes. This is the great promise and the great hope of the resurrection. But I know so deeply that this future hope does not erase your present pain. The promise of heaven tomorrow does not stop the tears from falling today, and I do not expect it to. Remember my friend Martha, when her brother Lazarus died. Her heart was a storm of grief and even a little bit of anger at me. She said, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died." But then she added, with a flicker of faith, "But I know that even now God will give you whatever you ask." And then she affirmed the theology she had been taught. "I know he will rise again in the resurrection at the last day." She knew the future hope, but her heart was still breaking in the present. And what was my response? I did not say, "Then you should not be crying." I met her right where she was. I gave her a promise for the now. I told her, "I am the resurrection and the life. I am not just a future event. I am a present reality. I am life itself. And I am with you now, in your pain. I want you to bring the face of your loved one into your heart now. Let their memory fill you. Do not be afraid of the pain it brings. See their smile, hear their voice. Remember the feeling of their hand in yours. Let the love you feel for them well up inside you. And with that love, the ache will come too. That is okay. We are going to hold it together. Now, I want you to entrust them to me all over again. Picture them, not as they were in their last moments of sickness or pain, but as they are now, whole, healed, and radiant in my light. Picture them at peace, in a place of unimaginable beauty, waiting for you. This does not take away your missing them, but it can take the edge of terror off your grief. They are not lost. They are found. They are not gone. They have simply gone ahead. They are safe. They are home. And now, what about you? The one left behind in the quiet, in the emptiness. I am here to be your companion in the long season of missing them. I will sit with you in the silence. I will listen as you tell me stories about them, over and over again. I will not grow tired of hearing their name. I will hold your heart when the anniversaries and the birthdays come, the days that are so heavy with their absence. I am the God of all comfort, and my comfort is not a quick fix, but a long, patient, faithful presence. The tears you cry for them are not in vain. They are watering the seeds of a hope that will one day bloom into a joyful reunion. Until that day, I will be the keeper of your heart. I will be the guardian of their memory. And I will be the bridge of love that connects you even across the veil of death. Let me hold you in your sorrow tonight. You have cried enough for today. Let the shepherd of both your souls carry you now into a place of peace. My dear child, let us speak now of a different kind of tear, a tear that can be just as bitter, if not more so, than the tear of grief. Let us speak of the tears of disappointment, the tears you cry when it is not a person that has died, but a hope, a dream, a future you held so dear in your heart. This is a unique and lonely sorrow, because the world often doesn't see it as a valid loss. But I do. I see it, and I know how deeply it hurts. Hope is a beautiful, powerful thing. I created your heart to be hopeful. It is the engine of faith, the fuel of perseverance. But because you are hopeful, you are also vulnerable. To hope is to risk. It is to extend a part of your soul into the future, to attach it to a desired outcome. And when that outcome does not come to pass, when that future collapses, it feels as if a part of your very soul has been torn away. The pain is real. The loss is real. Perhaps your tears are for a relationship you prayed for, one you believed I was building, only to watch it crumble into dust. You hoped for a lifetime of companionship, and you are left with the ache of solitude. Perhaps your tears are for a child you longed to hold, a dream nurtured through months or years of waiting and prayer, a hope that ended in an empty nursery and a pain that no one seems to understand. Perhaps your tears are for a calling, a ministry, a career you were so sure I had promised you. You stepped out in faith, you took the risk, and the door slammed shut in your face, leaving you feeling foolish, confused, and abandoned by me. Or perhaps your tears are for a healing that did not come. You prayed with all the faith you could muster. You stood on my promises. You believed for a miracle, and the sickness remained. The diagnosis worsened. And now your faith itself feels bruised and battered, and hope feels like a dangerous, cruel thing. I want you to know that I see you in this specific, tender pain. I see the wound that is left when hope has hurt you. It is a wound that is often accompanied by a deep sense of confusion and betrayal. You ask, "But God, I thought you promised. I thought I heard you. Was I wrong? Were you silent? Did you change your mind?" These questions are not a sign of disbelief. They are the cry of a heart trying to reconcile its experience with its faith. And I am not afraid of these questions. Come here. Let me look at that wound. Do not hide it from me. Do not pretend it doesn't hurt. Do not feel you have to have a brave theological answer for it. Just show me where it hurts. Show me the place where hope died. Let me be with you in that place of desolation. I am the God who redeems all things, even dead hopes. I am the God who can bring life from the barren womb and water from the desert rock. My silence is not my absence. My no or my not yet is not a rejection of you. My ways are higher than your ways, and my thoughts are higher than your thoughts. I see a tapestry you cannot see. I am weaving your story, and even this painful, confusing chapter, this death of a hope, will be used in the final, beautiful design. I know that is hard to believe right now. It is okay if you cannot believe it. I will believe it for you. Tonight, you do not need to understand. You do not need to have answers. You just need to be held. Your only job is to allow me, the God of all hope, to gently care for the wound that a lesser hope has left behind. Let me take the shattered pieces of your dream and hold them in my hands. Let me sit with you in the ashes of what you thought would be. The tears of disappointment are so painful because they make you afraid to hope again. But I want to whisper a new truth to you tonight. Your ultimate hope is not in an outcome. It is not in a relationship, a child, a career, or even a physical healing. Your ultimate hope is in a person. It is in me, and I will never, ever fail you. I will never leave you or forsake you. I am the one hope that is certain and secure, an anchor for your soul. Let me be your hope tonight. Let me be the only thing you hold on to. Let go of the need to understand the past, and let me gently, tenderly, begin to bind up the wound where hope has hurt you. You have cried enough for today. Let me hold your disappointed heart and rock it gently to sleep. My beloved child, come deeper into this quiet sanctuary with me. We have spoken of the tears of grief and the tears of disappointment. Now, I want to draw close to a sorrow that is often the most silent, the most invisible. Let us speak of the tears you cry from a place of deep, aching loneliness. Perhaps these tears do not even fall. Perhaps they are just a permanent weight behind your eyes, a constant low-grade ache in the center of your chest. Loneliness is a unique kind of pain. It is not always about being physically alone. You can feel it most acutely in a crowded room, at a family gathering, or even sitting in a church pew surrounded by people. It is the feeling of being unseen, the feeling of being misunderstood, the feeling of being on the outside of a circle of laughter and connection, looking in. It is the chilling realization that if you were to disappear, it might be a long time before anyone even noticed. This is a weariness that seeps into your very soul, the constant effort of trying to connect, only to feel you have failed. The bravery it takes to be vulnerable, only to have that vulnerability met with indifference or misunderstanding. The slow, painful erosion of your confidence that you are wanted, that you have a place, that you belong. You begin to believe the lie that there is something fundamentally wrong with you, that you are somehow unworthy of true friendship and deep communion, and so you retreat. You build walls to protect your tender heart from more rejection, and those very walls become your prison of isolation. Oh, my child, I see you in this prison, and it breaks my heart, because you are living a lie. The truth is, you have never been alone, not for one moment. From the instant I knit you together in your mother's womb, I have been your constant, intimate companion. I know the number of hairs on your head. I know the secret dreams you've never told a soul. I know your favorite color, the sound of your laughter, and the exact shape of your fears. I know you better than any human ever could. And I do not just know you, I delight in you. Your presence is a joy to me. I know what it is to be lonely. Think of me in the Garden of Gethsemane. I was surrounded by my closest friends, the ones who had walked with me for 3 years. And in my moment of greatest anguish, when my soul was overwhelmed with sorrow to the point of death, I asked them for one thing: stay here and keep watch with me. And what did they do? They slept. I was utterly, devastatingly alone in my agony. I know the pain of having your deepest need for companionship met with a deep, slumbering indifference. I understand, and think of me on the cross. The crowds jeered. The soldiers mocked. My own friends, except for a brave few, had scattered in fear. And in the darkest moment, I cried out the ultimate cry of loneliness. My God, why have you forsaken me? I took upon myself the full, crushing weight of all of human history's isolation in that one moment, so that you would never, ever have to be truly alone again. When you feel lonely, you are feeling an echo of what I endured for you, and I am right here to meet you in that echo. So tonight, let's tear down those prison walls of loneliness. Let's invite my presence into that cold, empty space in your heart. You do not have to earn my friendship. You do not have to perform for my affection. You simply have to receive it. I want you to picture me sitting with you, right now, in the place where you feel most alone. I am not looking at my watch. I am not distracted. My attention is completely, lovingly focused on you. There is a gentle smile on my face. It is a smile of pure delight, of simple gladness to be in your company. I am not here to offer advice or to fix your loneliness. I am here to be the answer to it. I am here to be your friend. You can talk to me if you wish. Tell me about your day. Tell me what made you feel invisible. Tell me about the longing in your heart for connection. I am the best listener in the universe. I will not interrupt. I will not offer platitudes. I will just listen, and my listening is an act of love. Or, if words are too difficult, we can just be silent together. But this is not the empty silence of loneliness. This is the full, rich, comfortable silence of a deep and abiding friendship. The silence between two friends who know each other so well that nothing needs to be said. Let my presence begin to fill the empty places. Let my warmth push back the chill of isolation. You are not an afterthought. You are not a burden. You are not invisible. You are seen, you are known, and you are cherished by the King of all creation. The silent cry of your lonely heart has been heard, and its answer is me. Rest now, not as an orphan, but as a beloved friend, safe in the company of the one who will never leave you and will never, ever forsake you. My precious, hurting child, as you lie here, allowing me into the sacred, wounded places of your heart. I want to dispel a terrible lie that the enemy loves to whisper to the grieving. It is the lie that I am distant from your pain, that I am a remote, impassive God who cannot possibly understand the depth of what you are feeling. He wants you to believe that your human sorrow is foreign to me, that I look upon your tears with a detached, theological pity. That is a lie designed to isolate you in your pain. Tonight, I want you to know the profound, comforting, and earth-shattering truth. I know the taste of tears. Do not think of me only as the resurrected, glorified King who sits at the right hand of the Father. That is who I am now, but it is not the whole of my story. To understand my heart for you, you must remember who I was. Remember my journey on earth. The prophet Isaiah, looking forward through the centuries, described me perfectly. He said I would be a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief. Not just acquainted with the idea of grief, not just an expert on the theology of suffering. Acquainted with the feeling itself, intimately, personally. I chose to leave the perfection of heaven and enter your broken world. I took on a human body, a human heart, a human nervous system. I willingly subjected myself to the full spectrum of human emotion. I felt it all. I knew the weariness you feel. I knew the bone-deep exhaustion after a long day of teaching and healing. With crowds pressing in on all sides, everyone wanting a piece of me. I knew the weariness of a body pushed to its limits. I knew the sting of betrayal. I looked into the eyes of my friend Judas as he kissed my cheek, the signal that would lead to my death. I felt the sharp, sickening pain of being sold out by one I had loved, one who had dipped his bread in the same bowl as me. I knew the pain of being abandoned by those I trusted. I saw the fear in Peter's eyes as he denied even knowing me, not once, but 3 times. I felt the profound loneliness of facing my darkest hour with my closest friends scattered to the winds. I knew the agony of physical pain. I felt the sting of the whip as it tore my flesh. I felt the piercing of the thorns as they were pressed into my brow. I felt the searing white-hot agony as the nails were driven into my hands and my feet. I felt the suffocating struggle for every single breath on that cross. I did not float above the pain. I inhabited it completely, and I knew grief. Oh, my child, I knew grief. I stood at the tomb of my friend Lazarus, and even though I knew the miracle I was about to perform, I looked at the devastation on the faces of his sisters, Mary and Martha, and my heart was not untouched. The shortest verse in all the scriptures simply says, Jesus wept. I wept real, human, salty tears, tears of empathy, tears of sorrow for the brokenness of the world, tears that tasted of loss and love. I know the taste of tears because they have streamed down my own face. So when you cry, do not ever believe that I do not understand. When your heart feels like it is being torn in two by grief, my heart remembers the tomb of Lazarus. When you feel the sting of betrayal, my heart remembers the kiss of Judas. When you feel abandoned and alone, my heart remembers the garden and the courtyard. When you are in physical pain, my heart remembers the cross. Your suffering is not foreign to me. It is a language I speak fluently. It is a country I have lived in. And because of this, I am not a distant comforter. I am a compassionate high priest who can sympathize with your weaknesses and your sorrows. Because I have been tempted and tested in every way, just as you are. So bring your tears to me tonight. Bring your pain. Bring your broken heart. You are bringing them to one who knows, to one who understands, not with a detached knowledge, but with the memory of shared experience. I am not just holding you from the outside. I am meeting you from the inside, from a place of deep, shared, human understanding. Let this truth be a comfort to you. Your Savior is not one who is unfamiliar with sorrow. Your Savior is one who is acquainted with deepest grief, and He is here to share yours, and to ultimately heal it. Rest in the arms of a God who understands. My child, my friend, my fellow traveler in the land of sorrow, we have come to the very center of this night, the very heart of my invitation to you. You have acknowledged your tears. You have given yourself permission to grieve. You have entered this safe sanctuary, and you have remembered that I, your Savior, truly understand your pain. And now, I want to ask you to do the bravest thing a hurting person can do. I want you to let me hold your heart. I know what a terrifying request this is. Your heart is the most tender, most wounded part of you right now. It is a fragile, quivering thing, perhaps shattered into 1,000 sharp-edged pieces. It feels raw, exposed, and exquisitely sensitive to the slightest touch. Your instinct, your every self-protective measure, is to guard it, to hide it, to build walls of steel around it, so that nothing and no one can ever hurt it like this again. To hand it over to someone, even to me, feels like the ultimate risk. What if I am not gentle enough? What if I drop it? What if I see the true extent of the damage and turn away? I want you to listen to my voice, the voice of the Good Shepherd who would lay down his life for his sheep. I will not harm you. I will not break what is already bruised. I will not snuff out a smoldering wick. My entire purpose for being here with you tonight is to bring comfort, to bring healing, to bring safety. Your heart is more precious to me than all the jewels in the earth and all the stars in the sky. I want to hold it, not to judge it, not to critique it, but to cherish it, to warm it, to protect it, and to begin the slow, patient work of mending. So, let's do this together, very slowly, in the quiet of your imagination. I want you to picture your own heart. Do not see it as the physical organ in your chest, but as the embodiment of your emotional and spiritual self. What does it look like tonight? Is it a small, frightened bird, trembling in a cage of your own making? Is it a piece of shattered glass, its sharp edges a danger to anyone who comes near? Is it a waterlogged sponge, heavy with unshed tears and the sorrows of the world? Is it a stone, cold and heavy and numb, having shut down all feeling just to survive? Or is it a bleeding, open wound, raw and exposed to the air? Be honest, acknowledge its true condition without judgment. This is the heart that has carried you through so much. It is a hero, even in its brokenness. Now, I want you to see me. I am kneeling before you here in our candlelit sanctuary, I am not standing over you in a position of power. I am kneeling in a posture of humility, of service, of gentle invitation. My hands are outstretched toward you, palms up. They are open. They are waiting. Look closely at my hands. You can see the scars there in the center of my palms. These are the marks of my love for you. They are the everlasting proof that I know the cost of a broken heart, that I understand pain, and that my hands can be trusted. They have already borne the ultimate weight of sin and sorrow. They can certainly, safely, bear the weight of yours. Now, with an act of your will, an act of trembling faith, I want you to imagine yourself gently reaching into your own chest and taking out your heart. Feel its fragile weight, its wounded texture. And then, ever so slowly, I want you to place it into my waiting hands. Let it go. Release your grip. Transfer its full weight to me. Let my hands be the ones to cup it, to support it, to hold it. The moment your heart leaves your hands and enters mine, feel the shift. A great, shuddering release. The exhausting moment-by-moment work of protecting it, of holding it together, of managing its pain, is no longer your responsibility. It is mine. You can finally rest your arms. You can finally breathe. I am holding it now. I am not looking at it with a critical eye. I am gazing at it with tears of compassion in my own eyes. I am seeing the beauty in its brokenness. I am honoring the love that caused its wounds. I am whispering words of life and love over it. Oh, my precious child's heart. You have been so brave. You have hurt for so long. It is all right. You are safe now. I have you. I am bringing your heart close to my own, close to the source of all life and all love. I am not going to try and glue it back together instantly. That is not how true healing works. For now, I am just going to hold it. I am going to let the warmth of my own being, the steady, rhythmic beat of my own eternal heart, begin to seep into it. I am going to let the light of my presence bathe it in a gentle, healing glow. Your only job now is to rest without it. To feel the strange light emptiness in your own chest, an emptiness that is not a void, but a space of peace, a space that is free from the constant, agonizing work of self-protection. You have entrusted your most precious, most vulnerable possession to me, and I will not fail you. I will be the best guardian of your heart. I will keep it safe. I will keep it warm. I will hold it tenderly, carefully, lovingly, all through the night. You have done the bravest thing. Now, you can do the most restful thing. You can sleep, knowing that your heart is finally, truly, safe with me. My dear one, your heart is now resting in my hands. I want you to linger in this moment. I want you to truly understand the nature of the place where your heart now lies, because my hands are not like any other hands. They are a universe of safety, a paradoxical union of immense power and infinite tenderness. Let's explore this place of safety together, so that your mind can be as much at peace as your heart is about to be. Think, for a moment, of the power that resides in my hands. These are the hands that the psalmist marveled at, the hands that spun the starry heavens. These are the hands that scooped out the valleys and piled up the mountains. These are the hands that hold the oceans in their hollow. They are the hands that command the winds and the waves, and they obey. The very fabric of reality, the laws of physics, the turning of the galaxies, all are sustained by the power that flows from these hands. There is no force in heaven or on earth or under the earth that can challenge the authority of my hands. There is no chaos that can overwhelm their strength. When your heart rests here, it is resting in the very center of all cosmic power. It is in the ultimate fortress, the most impregnable stronghold imaginable. No enemy can snatch it away. No darkness can overcome it. It is absolutely, unequivocally, powerfully safe. But if my hands were only powerful, you might still be afraid. You might fear being crushed by such immense strength. So now, I want you to think of the tenderness of my hands. These are the same hands that took little children into their embrace and blessed them. I did not see them as an interruption. I saw them as the very model of the kingdom of heaven. My hands were a safe place for the small, the weak, and the vulnerable. These are the hands that reached out and touched a leper. In a world that screamed unclean and demanded distance, my hands defied the rules of religion and fear. They reached out and touched the untouchable, bringing not just healing to his skin, but wholeness to his shamed and isolated soul. My hands are not afraid of what the world calls unclean. They are not afraid of your mess, your wounds, your brokenness. They only know how to bring wholeness. These are the hands that gently mixed clay with my own saliva to anoint the eyes of a blind man. A strange and earthy act, an act of intimate creation, of fashioning new sight where there was only darkness. My hands are creative. They do not just hold what is broken. They know how to begin the slow, miraculous work of making all things new. These are the hands that took a simple loaf of bread and a cup of wine on the night I was betrayed, and broke the bread and gave thanks. They are hands that know how to offer themselves for the nourishment of others. They are hands that know sacrifice. And most importantly, as you have already seen, these are the hands that did not fight back. They are the hands that willingly stretched out upon a cross of wood and allowed rough iron spikes to be driven through them. They absorbed the full, violent, agonizing penalty for all the brokenness of the world, for all the brokenness in your own heart. They were wounded for you, wounded that you might be healed. The scars they bear are not marks of weakness, but eternal emblems of their gentleness, their humility, and their sacrificial love for you. They prove, forever, that these hands would rather be wounded themselves than to ever bring harm to you. So you see, my child, your heart is resting in a place of perfect paradox. It is held by hands that are powerful enough to command the stars, yet gentle enough to heal a leper's skin. Hands that are sovereign over all of creation, yet humble enough to be pierced for it. Hands that are infinitely strong and infinitely tender. Feel that safety now. Feel the power that is guarding your heart from all external harm. And feel the tenderness that is cradling it, warming it, refusing to crush its fragile spirit. There is no safer place in all of existence. No therapist's office, no mother's arms, no lover's embrace can offer the unique combination of absolute power and absolute love that you are experiencing right now. So let your own hands, your own body relax completely. You no longer need to clench your fists in a posture of defense. You no longer need to wrap your arms around yourself to hold yourself together. My hands are doing all the work. They are your fortress. They are your comfort. They are your home. Let your mind release its last lingering worry about the safety of your heart. It is with me, and in my hands it is finally, completely, and eternally safe. My beloved child, as your precious, wounded heart rests securely in my hands, protected by my power and cradled in my tenderness, I want to draw you into a truth that is especially for you in this season of sorrow. It is a promise spoken by my servant David, a man who knew the depths of despair and the heights of communion with me. He declared a law of the spiritual universe, a principle of my very nature. He said, "The Lord is near to the broken-hearted and saves the crushed in spirit." Let us not treat this as a mere religious sentiment or a poetic turn of phrase. Let us treat this as a fundamental law of reality, as real as the law of gravity. It is a description of how I operate, of how I move, of where I can always be found. And it is a promise that is being fulfilled for you in this very moment. First, consider the condition, the broken-hearted. What does it mean to be broken-hearted? It is more than just sadness. It is a shattering. It is the feeling that the very structure of your inner world, the thing that gave you shape and held you together, has been fractured. It is a state of profound vulnerability, of feeling exposed, of being unable to function as you once did. It is a deep internal injury. It is the state your heart is in right now. And please hear me, my child. This is not a state that repels me. It does not make me turn away in discomfort. In fact, it does the very opposite. It acts as a divine magnet. It draws me closer. The world worships wholeness, strength, and self-sufficiency. People are drawn to confidence and success. They often retreat from deep, authentic brokenness because it frightens them. It reminds them of their own fragility. So, when your heart is broken, you can feel profoundly alone, as if you are emitting a signal that pushes others away. But in the kingdom of heaven, the opposite is true. Your brokenness emits a signal that I cannot and will not ignore. It is a homing beacon for my compassionate presence. The Lord is near to the broken-hearted. Think about that word, near. It does not say, I am aware of the broken-hearted. It does not say, I feel sorry for the broken-hearted. It says, I am near to them. I close the distance. While the world may be backing away, I am moving in. While you may feel more isolated from humanity than ever before, you have, in fact, never been closer to me. Imagine you are standing on one side of a great canyon, and I am on the other. In your seasons of strength and self-reliance, the canyon can feel vast. You call out to me, and you know I hear you, but the distance feels real. But when your heart breaks, something miraculous happens. It is as if the very ground beneath your feet shifts. The canyon between us disappears, and you look up, and I am standing right there, beside you, close enough to touch. Your broken heart did not push me away. It collapsed the distance between us. This is the mystery and the beauty of my grace. I make my home in the humble and contrite heart. I pitch my tent in the valley of your sorrow. And what do I do in this nearness? The promise continues and saves the crushed in spirit. To be crushed in spirit is the feeling that accompanies a broken heart. It is the feeling of being pressed down, of having the very life, the very air, squeezed out of you. It is the feeling of being emotionally and spiritually flattened, with no strength left to rise. And into that state, I come to bring salvation. The word save here is the Hebrew word Yasha, the very root of my own name, Yeshua. It means to save, to help, to deliver, to give victory. It is not a passive act. It is an active intervention. When I am near to your crushed spirit, I am there to perform a rescue mission. How do I save you? I save you by breathing my own life back into your crushed spirit. I bring the oxygen of my hope into the suffocating atmosphere of your despair. I save you by becoming your strength to endure. I do not always remove the crushing circumstance immediately, but I get underneath it with you and I bear the weight, so it no longer has the power to destroy you. I save you by defending you from the lies of the enemy, who loves to attack when your spirit is crushed. He whispers that you are being punished, that you are forgotten, that this pain will be the end of you. My nearness is a shield against these lies. My presence whispers the deeper truth. You are loved, you are held. This pain will not have the final word. Right now, my child, this promise is your reality. You are the broken-hearted. You are the one with a crushed spirit. And therefore, as surely as the sun will rise, I am near to you. I am nearer than the blanket that covers you. I am nearer than the tears on your face. I am so near that the beat of my heart is a rhythm you can feel in your own soul. Feel my nearness. It is not a metaphor. It is the truest thing in your life right now. Let this nearness be your comfort. Let it be your safety. And let it be the gentle, saving force that holds you together when you feel like you are falling apart. You do not need to cry out for me to come closer. You only need to open your heart to the reality that I am already here. I am near. Rest in my newness. My precious child, as you rest in the truth of my newness, I want to talk more about your tears. We have acknowledged them, and I have given you permission to let them flow. But I want you to understand their value to me. The world sees tears as a sign of weakness, a messy inconvenience to be tidied up and moved past as quickly as possible. But in the economy of heaven, in the treasury of my heart, your tears are a form of liquid gold. They are precious to me, every single one. The psalmist, in the midst of his own profound sorrow, cried out to me with a beautiful and intimate image. He said, "You have kept count of my wanderings. Put my tears in your bottle. Are they not in your book?" I want you to truly take in the wonder of this imagery. This is not a distant, uncaring God. This is a God who is so invested in your life, so attentive to your pain, that he is depicted as performing two incredibly personal acts. First, he keeps a record. You have kept count of my wanderings. The original Hebrew word suggests tossing and turning, the restless, aimless roaming of a person in distress. It is the pacing of the anxious. It is the sleepless, tossing and turning of the grieving. You think these nights are wasted, that your restlessness is a sign of your failure to trust. But I see it differently. I am keeping count. I am taking note of every restless night, every moment of agitation. Nothing is lost on me. I see your struggle, and I am recording it, not as an accusation, but as a testimony to the battle you are fighting. And then, this most tender and astonishing image, put my tears in your bottle. In the ancient world, when a person was in deep mourning, their friends and family would sometimes visit them with a special, tear-shaped vessel, a lacrimatory, and they would collect the mourner's tears as a sign of their shared grief and a way of honoring the depth of the loss. It was a profound act of empathy. It said, "Your tears matter to us. Your sorrow is precious. This is what I am doing for you. I am not just observing your tears from a distance. I am bending down, close to your face, and with the utmost care, I am collecting every single tear that falls. Not one is wasted. Not one splashes on the ground and is forgotten. The tear of grief for your lost loved one, I collect it. The tear of bitter disappointment for a dead dream, I collect it. The tear of lonely isolation, I collect it. The tear of sheer bone-weary exhaustion, I collect it. They are all gathered. they are all saved. And why? Why would I do this? I do it because your tears are infinitely precious to me. They are precious because they are an expression of your love. You cry because you loved deeply. They are precious because they are a sign of your tender heart. A heart that has not grown cold and hard. A heart that is still alive and capable of feeling. They are precious because they are a form of prayer, a liquid language that speaks directly to my heart when words fail you. I understand this language perfectly. And what happens to these tears once they are in my bottle? They are not stored away forever as a monument to your sadness. In my hands, all things are redeemed. One day, I will take that bottle, filled with the costly tears of your life, and I will transform them. I will use them to water the gardens of your eternal joy. Every sorrow you have known will become a corresponding and far greater weight of glory. The very tears that are now the symbols of your pain will become the source of your eternal comfort. This is the alchemy of my grace. Are they not in your book? Yes, they are. They are written into the story of your life as I see it. Your story is not just a collection of your successes and your moments of strength. It is a story that is also written in the ink of your tears. And these chapters, the ones that feel so dark and painful now, are often the very chapters where my grace shines the brightest, where my presence is the most palpable, where your faith, even a faith the size of a mustard seed, becomes a testimony of heroic endurance. So tonight, if more tears come, do not see them as a failure. See them as precious drops being collected by a loving Father. See them as an offering you are giving to me, an offering I will cherish and, one day, redeem in a way that will take your breath away. You are not weak because you weep. You are loving, you are human, and you are mine, and I am the keeper of your tears. Let them fall, they are safe with me. My precious child, my beloved, you are resting now in a profound and holy truth. You are near to me, and your tears are precious in my sight. Your heart is safe in my hands. Now, in this place of ultimate security, I want to begin a gentle work of healing. Do not be alarmed. This will not be a painful surgery. It will be a soothing balm, a gentle cleansing. I want to invite you to experience my love not just as a concept you believe in, but as a tangible force, a living substance that can wash over you and bring comfort to your wounded soul. The world's love is often conditional, demanding, and exhausting. You have to work for it, perform for it, and you are always afraid of losing it. But my love is of a completely different nature. It is the very essence of who I am. It is not something I do, it is what I am. My love is like an infinite, warm, and gentle ocean. It has no beginning and no end. It is constant, unchanging, and its depths are unsearchable. And you, my child, are standing at its shore. Tonight, I want you to let its waves wash over you. I want you to picture this with me. We are back in that hidden cove, in our sanctuary by the sea. But now, we are walking toward the water's edge. The sun has set, but the sky is filled with a soft, otherworldly glow, a mixture of deep indigo and rose gold, and this light is reflected on the surface of the vast, calm ocean before us. This is the ocean of my love. Listen, there are no crashing, violent waves here. The sound of this ocean is a gentle, rhythmic, constant shushing sound as small, peaceful waves lap against the sandy shore. It is the sound of eternal welcome. It is the sound of my heart beating for you. Take a moment and just feel the atmosphere. The air is warm and soft on your skin. The sand beneath your feet is fine and yielding, and the scent in the air is clean and fresh, like the air after a summer rain, but with a faint, sweet fragrance that you can't quite name. It is the fragrance of pure, unconditional acceptance. Now, I want you to walk with me into the water. The first small wave comes and swirls around your ankles. Feel its temperature. It is not cold. It is perfectly, blissfully warm, like the water of a healing spring. It does not shock you, it soothes you. This first touch of the water is my love, saying, "Welcome. I am glad you are here." We walk a little deeper, until the water is up to your knees. Another gentle wave, a little stronger this time, presses against you. I want you to imagine that this wave is carrying with it my forgiveness. As it washes over you, it is cleansing away all the guilt and shame you carry about your own perceived failings in your grief. It is washing away the feeling that you are not grieving correctly, that you are not strong enough, that you are a burden. Feel the grime of self-condemnation being rinsed away, flowing out into the vast ocean, where it is instantly purified and gone forever. You are clean. You are accepted. Let's go deeper still, until the warm, living water is around your waist. You are steady, because I am right here beside you, my hand firmly holding yours. Another wave comes, a long, slow, deep swell of water that wraps around you like a loving embrace. This wave is my comfort. As it presses against your heart and your stomach, it is applying a gentle, healing pressure to the places of deep, internal aching. It is the antidote to the cold knot of anxiety. It is a liquid hug, firm and secure, that communicates without words. I am here. I am with you. I am holding you in your pain. Let yourself be held by this wave. Lean into its strength. Let it support you. Now comes the bravest step. I want you to turn and face me, and with my arms securely around you, I want you to simply let go, to fall back, and to float in this ocean of love. The water holds you completely. You are utterly supported, weightless. Your head is cradled. Your limbs are free. You are looking up at the vast, beautiful, star-dusted sky. This is the posture of complete trust. You are no longer fighting, no longer striving. You are simply being held. And as you float here, a new series of waves begins to wash over you, one after another, in a gentle, endless rhythm. Each wave is a specific truth of my love for you. A wave of my faithfulness washes over you, reminding you that I have never left you and I will never forsake you. A wave of my tenderness washes over you, soothing the raw, chafed places of your heart. A wave of my strength washes over you, infusing your weary spirit with a resilience that is not your own. A wave of my joy washes over you, not a loud, boisterous joy, but a deep, quiet gladness that simply being with you, my child, brings to my heart. A wave of my peace washes over you, a peace that passes all understanding, a deep inner stillness that the circumstances of your life cannot touch. Your only job is to lie here and let this happen. Let my love wash over you. Let it cleanse you. Let it comfort you. Let it hold you. Let it remind you of who I am and of who you are in me. The sharp, jagged edges of your pain are being slowly, patiently, lovingly smoothed away by the gentle, persistent friction of these waves. The pain is not being violently ripped away. It is being tenderly, gradually soothed. This is not a one-time event. This ocean is always here. You can return to its shores any time. But for tonight, your only task is to float, to let go, to allow the living, moving, healing waters of my love to do their work. Let the gentle, rhythmic sound of the waves be the lullaby that carries you off to sleep. She, you are loved, you are held, you are mine. She, my child, my beloved, as you float in the warm, healing ocean of my love, feeling its gentle waves washing over your soul. I want you to know that I am not just a passive presence. My love is an active, healing force. The prophet Isaiah, speaking of my mission, declared that I was sent to bind up the broken-hearted. And the psalmist sang, "He heals the broken-hearted and binds up their wounds." This is my work. This is my joy. And this is what I want to begin to do for you tonight. I want you to come with me now, out of the water. Let me lead you back to the soft, dry sand of the shore. As you emerge from the ocean of my love, you are not dripping with water, but glowing with a soft, golden light. You feel clean, soothed, and profoundly calm. Here on the beach, I have prepared a place for us. There is a small, warm fire, its flames dancing gently in the twilight, and beside it, a soft bed of blankets. Come, lie down and be comfortable. You are so safe here. Now, in this place of utter safety and peace, I want to ask you, with the utmost tenderness, to allow me to look at the wounds on your heart. You have entrusted your heart to my hands, and I have been holding it, warming it, protecting it. Now, with your permission, I want to attend to its injuries. I am the great physician, the divine surgeon, and my touch is infinitely gentle, infinitely precise. In your mind's eye, see your heart, resting there in my hands, illuminated by the soft light of the fire. And I am kneeling beside it, beside you. I am unwrapping a clean, white linen cloth. On it are the tools of my trade. They are not the cold, steel instruments of a human surgeon. They are the instruments of divine love. There is a small flask of the oil of gladness. There is a jar containing the balm of Gilead, the ultimate healing salve. And there are long, clean strips of linen, the bandages of my peace. First, I must gently clean the wound. Your wound may be a clean, deep cut from a sudden loss, or it may be a jagged, torn wound from a long and painful betrayal, or it may be a deep, internal bruise from a crushing disappointment. Whatever its nature, I see it clearly. And with a soft cloth dipped in the pure, living water of my word, I begin to gently, carefully clean away the debris. I am washing away the residue of fear. I am cleansing the dust of bitterness and resentment. I am removing the splinters of self-blame and what-if. My touch is so gentle, it does not cause more pain. It only brings a clean, soothing relief. You are clean, I whisper. The infection of lies cannot grow here anymore. Now that the wound is clean, I take the flask containing the oil of gladness. This is the oil of my own joy, my own spirit. It is an antiseptic for the soul. I pour it generously over the wound. It does not sting. Instead, it feels like warm, liquid light. It seeps into the deepest parts of the injury, counteracting the poison of despair, bringing a supernatural comfort and preparing the heart for healing. This oil reminds your heart that even though it is in a season of sorrow, its ultimate destiny is one of joy. It is a down payment on the joy that will come in the morning. Next, I take a small amount of the balm of Gilead on my fingertips. This is the most precious substance in the universe. It is the very essence of my healing power, distilled from my own suffering and resurrection. It is thick and fragrant, smelling of hope and new life. and I gently, lovingly apply this balm directly to the open, hurting places. As I do, something miraculous begins to happen. The raw red edges of the wound begin to soften. The throbbing pain begins to subside, replaced by a deep, warm, soothing sensation. The balm does not magically erase the wound, but it takes away its power to cause agony. It begins the deep, cellular, spiritual work of knitting you back together. It stimulates the growth of new hope, new strength, new life, right in the place of your deepest injury. Finally, now that the wound has been cleaned and medicated with love, it is time to bind it up. I take the long, soft strips of linen, the bandages of my peace. These are not tight, constricting bandages. They are soft and breathable. And I begin to wrap your heart, not tightly, but snugly, securely. I wrap it layer upon layer, and each layer is a promise. The first layer is the promise. I will never leave you nor forsake you. The next layer is the promise. Nothing can separate you from my love. The next layer, I am making all things new. And the next, I will turn your mourning into dancing. Layer upon layer of my faithfulness, my goodness, my sovereignty. These bandages are not hiding the wound. They are protecting it. They are holding the healing balm in place. They are creating a safe, protected environment where the deep, slow, miraculous work of mending can take place, undisturbed by the bumps and bruises of the world. There, it is done. For tonight, your heart, still wounded but no longer bleeding, is now cleaned, soothed, and securely bound in my promises. It is resting safely in my hands. The work of healing has begun. It is a slow work, a sacred work, but it has begun. Now, the physician has prescribed the most important medicine of all: deep, peaceful, restorative sleep. Lie back, my child. Let the warmth of the fire and the sound of the ocean lull you to sleep. Your heart is bandaged. Your spirit is at peace. All is well, my beloved child, as you lie here, resting in the warmth of the fire, your heart cleaned, soothed, and safely bandaged in my hands. I want to lift your gaze for a moment. I want you to look beyond the immediate pain, beyond the present darkness, and I want to whisper to you about my eternal purpose for your sorrow. Your pain, as real and as valid as it is not the end of your story. It is not a meaningless black hole that has swallowed your joy forever. In my kingdom, nothing is ever wasted, especially not your suffering. Your sorrow is a raw material, and I am the master craftsman who specializes in transforming the deepest darkness into the most breathtaking light. The prophet Isaiah, filled with my spirit, spoke of my mission, my purpose, my promise to you. He said, I came to grant to those who mourn in Zion, to give them a beautiful headdress instead of ashes, the oil of joy instead of mourning, the garment of praise instead of a faint spirit. This is my promise to you tonight. This is the divine exchange I am offering. Let us look at it, piece by piece, for it is filled with a hope so profound it can begin to heal you from the inside out. First, consider the exchange. A beautiful headdress instead of ashes. In the ancient world, when a person was in the depths of mourning, they would often sit in a pile of ashes. They would pour ashes over their head. It was an outward sign of their inner desolation, a symbol of utter devastation, of a life that had been burnt to the ground. It was the mark of an ending. Perhaps that is how you feel right now, that your life, your dreams, your joy have been reduced to a pile of cold, grey, lifeless ashes. You are sitting in the ruins of what you hoped would be, and the dust of your disappointment covers everything. I see you there, in your pile of ashes. I am not asking you to pretend the fire did not happen. I am not asking you to ignore the devastation. I am kneeling down beside you in the very midst of your ashes, and I am offering you something beautiful, a headdress, a crown. Not a crown of thorns like the one I wore for you, but a crown of beauty, of honor, of life. I am offering to take the very ashes of your loss and, through a miracle of grace that only I can perform, transform them into something glorious. How do I do this? I do it by redeeming your pain. I do it by weaving your story of loss into a greater story of my faithfulness. The very place of your deepest pain can, in time, become the place of your greatest strength and your most profound ministry to others. The empathy you have gained in this dark valley will one day allow you to comfort others with the same comfort you yourself are receiving from me. The wisdom you have forged in the fire of this trial will become a light to guide others. Your scars will become a testament to my healing power. The ashes will not be forgotten or ignored. They will become the very foundation upon which I build a new and beautiful monument to my grace in your life. This is my promise, not erasure, but transformation. Next, I promise you the oil of joy instead of mourning. The act of mourning is heavy, depleting work, as you know so well. It is a spirit of heaviness. It drains the color from your world. But I have an antidote, the oil of joy. We have already felt this oil as I cleaned your wounds, the oil of gladness. This is a promise of its full effect. This is the promise that the season of mourning will not last forever. It is the promise that, in my time and in my way, I will once again anoint your head with joy. Laughter will return. Not the shallow laughter of denial, but the deep, rich laughter of a soul that has known sorrow and has come through to the other side. A joy that is not dependent on perfect circumstances, but on my unchanging presence. It is a joy that is deeper and more resilient because it has been tested by fire. Finally, I promise you the garment of praise instead of a faint spirit. Your spirit is faint tonight, and that is understandable. It is weary from the fight. It feels weak, fragile, and overwhelmed. It is wrapped in the heavy, grey cloak of despair. But I am offering you a new wardrobe. I am offering you a garment of praise. This is not something you have to muster up the energy to wear. It is a gift I bestow upon you. As my healing work continues in your heart, a new song will begin to rise within you. At first, it may be just a whisper of gratitude. Thank you, Lord, for being with me. Then, it may grow into a quiet hum of trust. And one day, it will become a full-throated song of praise, a celebration of the God who brought you through the darkest valley. This garment is light, it is beautiful, and it will replace the spirit of fainting with a spirit of renewed strength and purpose. This is my promise to you, my beloved, beauty for your ashes, joy for your mourning, praise for your faint spirit. This may feel a long way off tonight, and that is okay. You do not have to see how I will do it. You do not have to feel it fully right now. Tonight, your only job is to hear the promise, to let a tiny seed of this divine hope be planted in the soil of your hurting heart, and to trust me, the Master Gardener, to water it with my love, to shine upon it with my grace, and to bring it to full and glorious bloom in its proper season. Your pain is not the end. It is the beginning of a new and beautiful chapter in the story of my redemption. Rest in that promise now. My precious child, as you rest in the hope of my redemptive promises, I want to speak a word of truth over your identity. In this long and difficult season of grief, it is so easy to begin to merge with your pain. The sorrow can be so all-consuming, so pervasive, that you begin to believe it is who you are. Your identity can become the one who lost a child, or the one whose marriage failed, or the one who is always sick, or the one who is alone. Your sorrow, which is a real and valid experience, can metastasize into a false and limiting identity. And I am here tonight to gently, lovingly separate you from your pain and to remind you of who you truly are. Your sorrow is something you are carrying. It is not who you are. It is a heavy, dark cloak that has been placed upon you by circumstances, but it is not your skin. You are wearing it, but it is not you. Underneath that cloak, your true self, the person I created you to be, still exists, whole and beautiful and radiant in my sight. Let me remind you of your true name, the identity that was given to you before your sorrow ever had a name. First and foremost, you are my child. Before anything else, this is your core identity. You are a child of the Most High God. You were conceived in my heart before the foundation of the world. You are a member of my royal family. You have my spiritual DNA within you. This identity is eternal, unchangeable, and has absolutely nothing to do with your circumstances. Your pain cannot strip you of your sonship or your daughtership. In fact, it often makes you cling more tightly to me, your Father. Your primary identity is not grieving person. It is beloved child of God. Let that truth sink in. You belong to me. You are my masterpiece, my poema. The scripture says you are my workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which I prepared beforehand that you should walk in them. You are not a broken, discarded project. You are a masterpiece in progress. This season of sorrow is not a flaw in the design. It is a part of the process that is shaping you, adding depth and color and texture that would not have been there otherwise. A masterpiece is not defined by a single dark stroke of paint. It is defined by the overall composition, by the intention of the artist. And I, the master artist, declare that you are a work of breathtaking beauty, and the story I am telling through your life is far from over. You are a new creation. When you came to me, the old you passed away, and behold, all things became new. This includes the power of your past wounds and your present sorrows to define you. The old identity, tethered to the pain and brokenness of this world, has been crucified with me. And you have been raised with me to a new life. This new life is not immune to pain, but it is no longer defined by it. It is defined by my resurrected life that flows within you. Your sorrow may feel like a tomb, but you are not a resident of that tomb. You are a citizen of a new and living kingdom, and your true identity is one of life, not death. You are an overcomer. My word promises that in this world you will have trouble, you will have sorrow. But then I give you the triumphant truth. But take heart. I have overcome the world. And because I have overcome, and because my spirit lives in you, you are also an overcomer. Not in your own strength, but in mine. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are not destined to be crushed by your sorrow. You are, right now, in the very midst of your pain, more than a conqueror through him who loves you. This season is not your defeat. It is the training ground for your victory. A victory that may not look like the absence of pain, but like the presence of my peace and strength right in the middle of it. So tonight, my child, I want you to gently peel your identity away from your sorrow. Acknowledge your pain, honor your grief, but refuse to let it be your name. Your name is child of God. Your name is masterpiece. Your name is new creation. Your name is overcomer. I want you to whisper these names to yourself as you drift off to sleep. Let these truths be the last words your conscious mind holds. Let them sink deep into your spirit, overwriting the lies that your pain has told you. Your sorrow is a chapter in your story, a very real and important one, but it is not the whole book. And one, the author, am already writing the chapters of joy and peace and redemption that are to come. Rest now, not in the identity of your pain, but in the eternal, unshakable identity you have in me. My dear, dear child, as you rest in the truth of your unshakable identity in me, I want to address a very practical and painful aspect of deep sorrow. I want to talk about prayer, or more specifically, the inability to pray. There is a unique frustration and even a sense of spiritual guilt that comes when your heart is so heavy, so broken, that you cannot seem to form the words to speak to me. You know you should pray. People may have even told you, you just need to pray about it. And so you try. You close your eyes, you bow your head, but your mind is a thick fog of pain. The words feel hollow, like empty shells. Your thoughts are scattered. The connection to me that once felt so clear now feels like a dead line. And so, on top of your grief, you heap a new burden, the guilt of feeling like a spiritual failure, of being unable to do the one thing that is supposed to bring you comfort. Oh, my child, if this is you, I want you to listen so carefully. I want you to release that burden of guilt this very instant. You are not failing. You are not disappointing me. Your inability to form eloquent prayers is not a sign of a lack of faith. It is a sign that you are human and that your heart is profoundly wounded. And I am not a God who demands articulate, well-reasoned prayers from a soul that is drowning in sorrow. I am a Father who knows how to interpret the language of the heart, especially when that language has no words. I want you to know a beautiful secret of the Spirit. Sometimes, the most profound, most powerful, most honest prayer you can offer is simply to cry. Your tears are a form of liquid prayer. They are a holy liturgy. When your heart is so overwhelmed that your mind cannot function, your tears become your intercessors. They speak volumes to me. Each tear that falls is a complete sentence, a perfect paragraph, a whole chapter of the story of your pain. And I understand it perfectly. A tear of grief whispers to me, I miss them. I loved them so much. The emptiness is unbearable. And I hear it, and my heart responds, I know, my child, I miss them too. And I am here with you in the emptiness. A tear of fear whispers, I am so scared. I don't know how I will get through this. I feel so alone. And I hear it, and my spirit answers, do not be afraid. I am with you. I will hold your hand. I will be your strength. A tear of anger and confusion whispers, why, God? I don't understand. This isn't fair. This hurts too much. And I hear it, and I am not offended. I lean in closer and whisper back, I know it hurts. It is okay to be angry. I am big enough to handle your questions. Just don't let go of me in your pain. Do you see? Your tears are not a sign that prayer has failed. Your tears are the prayer. They are the most honest, unfiltered, and powerful communication you can offer in this season. and there is more good news for your weary spirit. My word promises that when you do not know what to pray for as you ought, the Holy Spirit himself intercedes for you with groanings too deep for words. Imagine that. The third person of the Trinity, the very Spirit of God who lives inside you, sees your pain, feels your speechless sorrow, and he takes it and translates it into the perfect language of heaven. He groans on your behalf. He takes the raw data of your ache and presents it to the Father in a way that is perfectly eloquent, perfectly aligned with his will. So you are never truly silent. Even when your own voice has failed, a divine conversation is happening on your behalf. The Spirit is groaning. Your tears are speaking. My heart is understanding. You are being heard, more clearly and more deeply than you can possibly imagine. So tonight, I want you to lay down the burden of trying to pray correctly. Release the need to find the right words. If all you can do is lie here and let a tear roll down your temple and into your hair, then let that be your prayer tonight. Let that be your act of communion. Let that be your offering. It is a beautiful offering. It is a holy offering. And it is more than enough. You do not have to perform for me. You do not have to compose a speech. You only have to be present in your pain and allow me to be present with you. I am fluent in the language of sorrow. I am an expert in the translation of tears. So just cry if you need to. Rest in the knowledge that you are praying perfectly, and I am hearing every single word. My precious child, my hurting friend, as you lie here, resting in the freedom of knowing that your very tears are a prayer, I want to invite you into another, deeper level of quiet. Your world, both inside and out, has been so loud with the noise of your pain. Grief has a sound, doesn't it? It is the sound of your own heart pounding in your ears. It is the sound of anxious, circular thoughts racing through your mind. It is the sound of the well-meaning but often unhelpful voices of others. It is the deafening sound of an absence, a silence where a loved one's voice used to be. It is a cacophony of sorrow, and in all this noise, it can feel impossible to hear me. You may be looking for me in the grand gesture. You may be waiting for a thunderclap from heaven, a dramatic sign, a burning bush, a loud, unmistakable voice that will explain everything and make the pain go away. You may be looking for me in the earthquake of a sudden miracle or the mighty wind of a dramatic emotional shift. But tonight, I want to remind you of how I most often choose to speak, especially to a heart that is as tender and bruised as yours. Remember my prophet, Elijah. He was a man on the run, exhausted, afraid for his life, and in deep despair. He hid in a cave on a mountainside, and he, too, was waiting for me. And I told him to stand on the mountain, for I was about to pass by. And then came a great and powerful wind, so strong that it was tearing the mountains apart and shattering the rocks. But the scripture says, I was not in the wind. And after the wind, there was an earthquake, shaking the very foundations of the earth. But I was not in the earthquake. And after the earthquake, there was a fire, a consuming, terrifying blaze. But I was not in the fire. And after the fire, there was a sound. The Hebrew describes it as a kol dimama, darker. It is often translated as a still, small voice, but it is even more nuanced than that. It is a sound of a gentle, whispering stillness, a thin silence, a voice that is so quiet, you must become quiet yourself to even perceive it. And when Elijah heard that sound, he knew it was me. He covered his face, and he came to the mouth of the cave to listen. My child, Your pain has been a wind, an earthquake, and a fire. It has been loud and dramatic and has shaken the foundations of your life, and I have been with you in it all. But if you want to hear my voice of comfort, you must learn to listen for me, not in the noise, but in the stillness that comes after. You must listen for the thin silence. I do not shout over the noise of your pain. To do so would be to violate the tenderness of your heart. A shouting God is not a comforting God. I speak in a whisper, because a whisper is the language of intimacy. It requires you to draw close. It requires other noises to be silenced. It is a voice that can only be heard with the ear of the heart. So let's practice listening for it now, together, in this safe, quiet sanctuary. I want you to bring your attention back to your breath, that gentle, steady rhythm. As you breathe in, imagine you are breathing in stillness. As you breathe out, imagine the loud roar of your pain, the wind and the earthquake and the fire just beginning to subside. It is not gone, but its volume is being turned down. Breathe in my nearness. Breathe out the sound of the wind. Breathe in my peace. Breathe out the sound of the earthquake. Breathe in my love. Breathe out the sound of the fire. Now, in the quiet that remains, in the space between your breaths, listen. Do not strain your ears. Do not try to make something happen. This is not an effort. It is an act of gentle, open, receptive listening. What is my still, small voice saying to you tonight? It is not offering complex theological explanations for your suffering. It is whispering, I am here. It is not giving you a 5-step plan to get over your grief. It is whispering, you are loved. It is not scolding you for your lack of faith or your anger. It is whispering, you are safe with me. It is not making grand promises about tomorrow. It is making a simple, profound statement about right now. I will not leave you. This is my voice. It is the feeling of a gentle, inner calm beginning to form in the very eye of your emotional storm. It is the subtle shift from abject terror to a quiet sense of being held. It is the dawning, tear-filled realization that you are not, and have never been, alone in this. This voice will be your anchor through the nights and days ahead. When the storms of grief rage again, and they will, you can learn to retreat to the inner cave of your heart and listen. Not for the wind, but for the whisper that always follows. It will always be there. My voice of love is more persistent than your pain, and more eternal than your sorrow. Listen for it now. In the quiet, in the stillness. It is the most powerful sound in the universe. It is the sound of a love that will never let you go. Be still, my child, and listen. I am speaking to you now, my precious child, my beloved friend, as you rest here, listening for my still, small voice in the quiet sanctuary of your heart. I want to talk to you about the future of your wounds. Right now, your pain is an open, bleeding wound. It is raw, tender, and all-consuming. It demands all of your attention, and it can feel as though this wound is all you will ever be. It can feel as though your life story from this point forward will forever be defined by this gaping hole, this place of profound brokenness. But I, the author of your story, the one who sees the end from the beginning, I want to tell you about the difference between a wound and a scar. A wound is a place of current, active pain. It is a place of vulnerability, of weakness, of constant, draining effort. A wound says, I am hurting right now. It speaks in the present tense of agony. It is what you are feeling so acutely in this moment, and we are honoring that pain. We are attending to it with the utmost tenderness. But a scar is different. A scar is what remains after the deepest healing has taken place. A scar is a sign that the wound has closed. It is a place where the skin, once torn apart, has been knit back together by a miraculous process of restoration. A scar is no longer a source of constant pain. You can touch it without wincing. It is a place of strength. The tissue of a scar is often stronger than the original skin. A scar does not speak of present agony. It tells a story in the past tense. It says, "I was once wounded here. I was broken, but I have been healed. My child, I promise you, in the fullness of time, I will transform your deepest wounds into sacred scars. I want you to look again at my hands. See the scars there? When I was raised from the dead, I did not come back with perfectly smooth, unblemished skin. I could have. With a single thought, I could have erased every trace of my suffering, but I chose not to. I chose to keep my scars. Why? Because they tell the most important story in the universe. When I appeared to my disciples, huddled in fear in that upper room, they were terrified. They thought I was a ghost. And what did I do? I showed them my hands and my side. I showed them my scars. My scars were the proof of my identity. They proved that it was truly me, the same Jesus who had been crucified. They were the proof that my suffering was real. And most importantly, they were the proof that death and suffering and the deepest wounds imaginable did not have the final word. My scars were not symbols of my defeat. They were the glorious emblems of my victory over death itself. They were the proof that I had been through the absolute worst, and I had come out the other side, not just alive, but glorified. My scars brought peace to my terrified friends. When they saw them and touched them, their doubt turned to worship, their fear turned to joy. My scars became a source of comfort and hope for them. This is my plan for you, my beloved. The wound that is causing you so much agony tonight, the wound that you fear will define you forever, I will one day transform it into a scar of glory. It will become a part of your testimony. It will be the place in your story where my grace shines the most brightly. One day, you will be able to touch that place in your heart, not with a wince of pain, but with a quiet sense of awe at the healing I have performed. You will be able to look back at this dark and terrible season, and you will see, with the clarity of hindsight, how I was with you every moment, how I held you when you could not stand, how I carried you when you could not take another step. And your scar will become a source of comfort and hope for others. You will one day encounter another soul who is in the midst of the very same pain you are experiencing now. They will be in the darkness, feeling alone and hopeless, and you will be able to come alongside them, and you will not offer them empty platitudes. You will be able to gently, lovingly show them your scar. You will be able to say, with the quiet authority of one who knows, I know where you are. I have been there. It is a terrible place. But let me tell you about the God who met me in that darkness. Let me tell you how he healed me. Your scar will give your words weight. Your past pain will become the key that unlocks someone else's prison of despair. You will become a wounded healer, just as I am. Your greatest pain will be transformed into your most powerful ministry. This may feel impossible to you right now. As you look at the raw, open wound in your heart, the idea of it ever becoming a scar of glory may seem like a fantasy. That is okay. You do not have to see it or feel it tonight. This is not a task for you to accomplish. It is a promise for you to hold. It is the work that the great physician, will perform in you, in my own perfect time, with my own gentle, healing hands. So for tonight, let us simply sit with this hope. The hope that this present agony is not the final chapter. The hope that your story does not end in the wound. It ends in the scar. It ends in a testimony to my faithfulness. It ends in a glory that will far outweigh the present suffering. Entrust the wound to me. I am already planning the beautiful, intricate, and powerful story your scar will one day tell. Rest now, the healing has already begun. My sweet child, as you lie here, resting in the hope of your eventual healing, allowing me to hold your heart and tend to your wounds, I want to address the darkness that surrounds you, both literally and figuratively. The night can feel so long when you are in pain. Each hour can stretch into an eternity. The darkness can feel heavy, oppressive, and final. It can feel as though the sun will never rise again, as though this night of your soul will be your permanent reality. And in this deep, dark place, I want to anchor your heart to one of the most steadfast promises in all of my word. It is a promise that has been a lifeline for my suffering children for thousands of years. The psalmist, after a long night of wrestling with his own sorrow, declared with triumphant faith, "Weeping may tarry for the night, but joy comes with the morning." Let us linger here, in this beautiful, hope-filled declaration. Let us break it down and let its truth become a fortress for your weary mind. First, it begins with an honest acknowledgement of your present reality. Weeping may tarry for the night. This promise does not deny your pain. It does not belittle your tears. It does not say you shouldn't be crying. It fully validates your experience. It gives a name to this season. It is the night. And it acknowledges that in the night, weeping is the appropriate response. It tarries. It lingers. It stays for a while. It is a house guest that will not be rushed out the door. My word gives you permission for this season of night. It affirms that what you are experiencing is real, it is hard, and it takes time. There is no condemnation here, only a deep, compassionate understanding of the season you are in. You are in the night, and in the night it is okay to weep. But, my child, and this is the pivot upon which all of hope turns, the night is not permanent. It is a temporary state. It has a boundary. It has an end. The promise is not weeping may tarry forever. It is weeping may tarry for the night. This is a divine declaration that your current state of sorrow has an expiration date. It may not be on your calendar. You may not know if this night will last for one more day, or one more month, or one more year. But in the grand, sovereign timeline of your Heavenly Father, it is a defined period. It is the night. And every night, no matter how long or dark or stormy, eventually gives way to the dawn. It is a law of creation. It is a law of my spiritual kingdom. And what happens when the night ends? ... But joy comes with the morning. The word used here for joy in the original Hebrew is rinah. It is not just a quiet feeling of contentment. It is a ringing cry, a shout of joy, a song of triumphant celebration. It is not a subtle shift from sad to okay. It is a dramatic, glorious, and unmistakable arrival. This is the magnitude of the reversal that I promise. This is not a promise of a simple return to how things were before the pain. The joy that comes in the morning is not the naive joy of one who has never suffered. It is a different kind of joy altogether. It is a joy that has been deepened and enriched by the experience of the night. It is a joy that is more profound because it understands the contrast of sorrow. It is a joy that is more grateful, more resilient, and more aware of my grace. It is the joy of the survivor, the joy of the redeemed, the joy of one who has seen my faithfulness in the very pit of despair. And when does this joy come? With the morning. The morning always comes. It is the most reliable thing in all of creation. After the longest, coldest, darkest night, the sun has never failed to rise. It is my daily promise to the world, painted across the eastern sky in colors of hope and new beginnings. And just as surely as the physical sun will rise, I promise you that the sun, S-O-N, will rise in your heart with healing in his wings. A new day will dawn for your soul. I know that right now, in the middle of your midnight, the morning can feel like an impossible dream. Your eyes have adjusted so much to the darkness that the thought of bright, joyful light almost hurts. That is okay. You do not have to feel the joy tonight. You do not have to force the dawn to come any faster. Your only job tonight is to believe the promise, to hold on to this verse like a lifeline in the deep, dark water, to whisper it to yourself in the darkness. Weeping is for the night, but joy is coming. The morning is coming. Let this promise be the small, single candle that you keep lit in the vast darkness of your room. It may not illuminate everything, but it is enough to keep the absolute, pitch-black despair at bay. It is a pinprick of light that testifies to the coming day. So rest now, my child. Close your tired eyes. You are in the night, and that is all right. I am here with you in the night. But as you sleep, I am already at work, preparing the sunrise. I am mixing the colors for the dawn. I am orchestrating the arrival of a new day for your heart. The morning is coming. Joy is coming. It is a promise. And I have never, ever broken a promise. Sleep now. Let the night do its work of rest, for the joy of the morning is on its way. My dear, dear child, as you lie here, anchored in the sure hope that joy is coming with the morning, I want to turn our gentle attention back to your physical body, for so often we treat grief and sorrow as if they are purely emotional or spiritual problems. But I, who designed your very being, know that your body, your mind, and your spirit are intricately, mysteriously, and beautifully woven together. Your sorrow does not just live in your heart. It has taken up residence in your very flesh. And tonight, as we prepare for the deepest rest, we must invite your body to release the grief it has been so faithfully carrying for you. You see, your body is loyal. When your heart is under threat, your body goes into a state of high alert to protect you. It clenches, it tightens, it braces for impact. It floods itself with the hormones of stress and vigilance. This is a good and helpful response for a short-term crisis. But you, my child, have been living in this state of crisis for a long, long time. Your body has been in a constant, low-grade state of fight or flight, and it is utterly, profoundly exhausted. It has forgotten how to be at peace. Tonight, let me gently retrain it. Let me remind it of the feeling of safety. Let's begin at the top of your head. I want you to bring your awareness to your scalp and your forehead. You may not even notice it, but there is a tension there, a slight furrowing of your brow, as if you are constantly trying to figure something out to solve the unsolvable problem of your pain. I want you to imagine my hand, a hand of pure, gentle warmth, resting upon your forehead. Feel the warmth seeping in, and as it does, give your forehead permission to smooth out. Give those tiny, worried muscles permission to go completely slack. There is nothing you need to figure out right now. I am in control. Let your forehead become as smooth and calm as the surface of a still mountain lake. Now, let's move to your jaw. This is a place where we hold so much unspoken grief and unexpressed anger. All day long, you have been clenching your teeth, setting your jaw against the waves of emotion, holding things in. This clenching sends signals of alarm throughout your entire nervous system. So now, I want you to consciously, gently, allow your jaw to release. Let a small space open up between your top and bottom teeth. Let your tongue, which may have been pressed against the roof of your mouth, rest softly and heavily in the bottom of your mouth. Feel the release of that tension echo down into your neck and your shoulders. You do not need to hold anything back tonight. You are in a safe space. You can let your jaw be slack and at rest. Bring your awareness now to your shoulders. Oh, your poor, tired shoulders. They have been hunched up towards your ears for so long, carrying the invisible weight of your sorrow like a heavy, leaden cloak. They have been acting as a shield for your aching heart. But you do not need that shield tonight, because I am your shield. I want you to take a slow, deep breath in, and as you do, perhaps even shrug your shoulders up towards your ears one last time, feeling all that tension. And now, as you exhale with a long, audible sigh, I want you to let them drop, completely, let them fall. Imagine that heavy, leaden cloak of sorrow sliding off of you and puddling on the floor, where I will take care of it. Feel the new space between your earlobes and the tops of your shoulders. Feel the lightness, feel the freedom. Let that wave of relaxation flow down your arms and into your hands. Your hands may have been clenched into fists, ready to fight, or they may have been restlessly wringing, a physical manifestation of your anxiety. Now, allow them to go limp. Let your fingers uncurl. Let them rest open, with the palms facing up, in a posture of surrender and receiving. Your hands have done enough work. They have tried to hold your life together. Now, they can simply rest, open and empty, ready to receive the peace I am pouring into you. Now, bring your attention to your chest and your stomach. This is the center of so much of your pain. The tightness in your chest, the cold, hard knot in your gut. This is where the body physically houses the ache of a broken heart. I want you to place your own hand gently over your heart, and I want you to imagine my hand resting over yours. Together, we are going to breathe warmth and space into this area. As you breathe in, imagine my healing love, a soft, golden light flowing into your chest, surrounding your heart, creating space, creating softness. And as you breathe out, imagine the tightness, the coldness, the hardness, just dissolving, melting away under the gentle heat of my love. Do not force it, just allow it. Breathing in my warmth, breathing out the ache, breathing in my peace, breathing out the knot of fear. With each breath, the center of your being becomes a little softer, a little warmer, a little safer. Finally, let this wave of release flow down through your legs and into your feet. Your legs that have been tense, ready to run. Your feet that have been braced. Let them go. Let them become heavy, warm, and utterly still. Feel the full weight of your body, from head to toe, sinking down into the surface beneath you. The bed, the mattress, the floor, let them hold your full weight. You do not have to hold yourself up anymore. Gravity is a gift from me, a force that allows you to let go and be held by the earth I made. Your entire body, now, from the top of your head to the tips of your toes, has been given permission to rest. It has been invited out of a state of alarm and into a state of deep, profound safety. It knows, on a cellular level that it is being guarded. It knows that it is being healed. It knows that it is safe to let go completely. Your grief still exists in your story, but for tonight, you have invited it to release its grip on your very flesh. Rest now. Let your body sleep. My child, as your body sinks into this deep and profound state of physical rest, and as your heart rests securely in my hands, there is one final, sovereign act of protection I wish to perform for you. I want to establish a holy guard around the most vulnerable parts of you. For the night can bring with it not just physical darkness, but spiritual and emotional darkness as well. The quiet of the night can be a playground for anxiety, for fear, for despairing thoughts to run rampant. But tonight will be different. For tonight, I will set my own peace as a heavenly sentinel to stand guard over you. The Apostle Paul gave this incredible promise to my children, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. This is one of the most powerful promises in all of Scripture, and it is my gift to you this evening. Let us take a moment to truly feel the weight and wonder of this. First, consider the nature of this peace. It is the peace of God. It is not a human peace that you must work to create. It is not a fragile peace that depends on your circumstances being calm. It is a peace that has its origins in my very being. It is the perfect, unshakable, eternal tranquility that exists within the heart of the Trinity. It is the atmosphere of heaven itself. It is a peace that has never known anxiety, never known fear, never known turmoil. And I am offering to take a measure of this divine substance and place it directly into your life. Paul says, this peace transcends all understanding. This is a crucial point. It means it is a peace that does not have to make sense. Your mind cannot reason its way into this peace. You can be in a situation that is, by all human logic, completely terrifying or hopeless, and yet you can experience a profound, unexplainable calm in the very center of your being. This is the peace that transcends understanding. It does not depend on you having all the answers. It does not depend on your problems being solved. It operates on a different plane, a different reality. It is a supernatural peace for a supernatural people. And what does this peace do? It is not passive, it is active. It will guard your hearts and your minds. The word used here for guard is a military term. It is the Greek word phrurio. It means to garrison, to protect with a military guard, to hem in, to shield. It conjures the image of a detachment of elite, heavily armed soldiers, standing shoulder to shoulder, forming an impenetrable perimeter around a city or a fortress. This is what my peace will do for you tonight. I am commissioning it, my own divine tranquility, to stand as an elite guard, a heavenly garrison. Around the two places you need protection the most, your heart and your mind. I want you to visualize this. See your heart, which is already safely bandaged and resting in my hands. Now, see a circle of shining, powerful, angelic beings materializing around it. These are the soldiers of the peace of God. Their faces are calm but resolute. Their armor gleams with a gentle, golden light. They are standing shoulder to shoulder, forming an unbreakable, living wall. And their only mission tonight is to protect your heart. If a fiery dart of despair is launched from the darkness, it will hit their shields of light and be extinguished. If a whisper of old shame tries to creep in, it will be turned away at this holy perimeter. Your heart is being garrisoned by the very peace of heaven. It is safe from attack. Now, See this same guard being established around your mind. Your mind, which so often becomes a battlefield of anxious thoughts, of worst-case scenarios, of replayed regrets. See the same circle of shining, peaceful warriors surrounding it. They are standing guard at the gateway of your thoughts. If a frantic, fearful thought tries to rush in, a sentinel of peace will gently but firmly hold up a hand and say, "No, not tonight. This mind is a place of rest." If a chaotic memory tries to surface, the garrison will block its entry, whispering, "Be still, all is well." This does not mean you will have no thoughts. It means that the thoughts that cause you turmoil, the thoughts that steal your rest, will not be granted access to the inner chamber of your mind. They will be kept outside the fortress walls, where their power over you is broken. This garrison is established in Christ Jesus. Your connection to me is the very ground upon which this fortress is built. It is because you are in me and I am in you that this heavenly guard can be deployed on your behalf. So, my beloved, let go of your own attempts to guard yourself. You do not have to be vigilant. You do not have to stand watch over your own heart and mind. The garrison has been posted. The elite soldiers of the peace of God are at their stations. They will not fail. They will not falter. They will not sleep. They will hold the perimeter all through the night. You are free to rest. You are free to sleep. You are living in a divinely protected city. Sink back into the safety, into the quiet, into the profound security of knowing that you are being guarded by a peace that is not your own, a peace that is beyond your understanding, a peace that comes directly from the heart of your loving God. Rest now, my child. The watch has been set. My precious child, my beloved, you are now resting in a place of profound and multi-layered safety. Your heart is bandaged and held in my hands. Your spirit is quieted by my love. Your body is releasing its long-held tension, and your heart and mind are surrounded by a garrison of heavenly peace. All the defenses have been established. All the work is done. Now, there is nothing left to do but to allow me to sing you to sleep. The world is filled with noise, and your own mind has been so loud with the sounds of sorrow. But tonight I want to replace all that noise with a new sound, a sound that is ancient, eternal, and composed entirely of love. I want to sing a lullaby for your grieving soul. You may think of a lullaby as something simple for a small child, and in a way, it is. For tonight, you are my small, weary child, and you need the simple, profound comfort that only a parent's song can bring. But this will not be a song of meaningless words. This will be a lullaby woven from the very promises of my being, a melody of pure grace, with a rhythm that matches the steady, eternal beating of my own heart. I want you to get comfortable now, as comfortable as you can possibly be. Settle into the soft blankets here in our sanctuary. Feel the warmth of the fire on your skin. Listen to the gentle lapping of the waves from the ocean of my love just outside. And now, close your tired eyes and just listen. Listen not with your ears, but with your soul. Hush now, my child. The day is done. The battle's over. The race is run. You've cried your tears. You've felt the pain, like fragile flowers in the rain. But now the night, a gentle hand, has come to you in this sad land, to close your eyes, to soothe your brow, for I am here to hold you now. Let go the why, let go the how. No answers matter to you now. Just feel the safety of this place, the gentle warmth of my embrace. Your broken heart, I hold it tight. and fill its cracks with healing light. The wounds are deep, I know, I see, but trust your heart, my child, to me. My love, a river, soft and deep, will guard your soul while you're asleep. My peace, a fortress, strong and high, will watch you from a starry sky. The world outside may rage and weep, but here my promises I'll keep, that even in this darkest night, I'm making things, all things, right. Your sorrow's deep, a mighty sea, but deeper still, my love for thee. Your pain is great, a heavy stone, but you will never be alone. My angels stand on every side. In their protection you can hide. Their wings of light, a shelter sure, your weary spirit to secure. So breathe me in and breathe out fear. The dawn is coming, it is near, and joy will greet the morning sun. Your time of joyful songs will come, but for tonight, just rest and be held in the heart of the Trinity. The Father's love, the Spirit's grace, the Son's own peace in this quiet place. So sleep, my child, and have no fear, for I, your shepherd, I am here. Sleep, my beloved, sleep and see how safe your heart will always be with me. This is my song for you tonight, my child, a song of safety, a song of hope, a song of a love so vast it can hold all of your pain and transform it into peace. Let the echo of this lullaby be the gentle rhythm that carries you across the threshold from wakefulness into a deep, healing, and dreamless sleep. Let its words be the companions that walk with you through the night. You are sung over, you are watched over, you are loved. Rest now, my precious, beloved child. The lullaby has been sung, the blessing has been spoken. You are drifting now on the very edge of sleep, a peaceful, weightless feeling. Before you let go completely, I want to give you one final, concrete assurance. I want to make you a solemn promise about the precious heart you have entrusted to me. You placed your heart, in all its brokenness and fragility, into my hands, and I have promised to hold it, to guard it, to tend to its wounds. I want you to know, with an unshakable certainty, that my holding of your heart is not a temporary act. I will not grow tired. I will not become distracted. I will not set it down to attend to other matters. I promise you, with all the integrity of my divine nature, I will hold your heart uninterrupted until the sun rises. Your journey into sleep is a journey into unconsciousness, a state of ultimate vulnerability. You will not be aware of the passage of time. You will not be able to guard yourself. You will be completely dependent. And it is in this place of your complete dependence that my complete faithfulness shines the brightest. My watch over your heart will be constant and unbroken. Imagine a night watchman, tasked with guarding a priceless treasure. He does not doze. He does not allow his attention to wander. His gaze is fixed, his posture is alert, and his only purpose is to protect what has been entrusted to him. Now, multiply that vigilance by infinity. That is the level of care I will be giving to your heart tonight. I am your night watchman, and the treasure I am guarding is the most valuable thing in the universe to me, the heart of my beloved child. As you sleep, the world will continue to turn. The moon will trace its silent arc across the sky. The rhythms of the night will ebb and flow. But through it all, my hands will remain the safe, warm, living vessel in which your heart rests. Through the deep, silent hours after midnight, when the darkness is at its most profound, I will be holding it. I will be infusing it with my peace, strengthening its weary tissues, and whispering truths of my love into its very essence, even as you sleep. Should you stir in the night, perhaps from a dream or a sound, and surface for a moment into a state of semi-consciousness, the very first reality you will encounter is that your heart is still being held. You will not awaken to a state of panic or fear, but to a deep, abiding sense of security, which will quickly lull you back to a deeper sleep than before. If the enemy should try to launch a fiery arrow of fear or accusation at you in your dreams, it will never reach its target. It will shatter harmlessly against the shield of my hands. Your subconscious mind is as much under my protection as your conscious one. Your dreams will be a sanctuary, not a battlefield. And as the first, faint, grey light of dawn begins to touch the eastern sky, long before you are aware of it, I will still be holding your heart. I will be preparing it to meet the new day. I will be filling it with a fresh supply of my grace, a renewed measure of my strength, and the quiet, certain hope that comes with every new morning. So when you finally awaken, when your eyes flutter open to the light of a new day, I want you to take a moment before you do anything else. I want you to lie still, and I want you to notice the state of your heart. It may still feel tender. The grief will not have vanished overnight. But you will also notice a new sense of quiet strength, a subtle but real feeling of peace, a deeper resilience. And you will know in that moment that I have been faithful to my promise. You will know that your heart has spent the entire night being held, healed, and restored in the hands of its creator. This is my promise to you. You can let go completely now. You can surrender to the deep, restorative sleep your body and soul so desperately need. Release your final grip on consciousness. Fall back into the abyss of rest. Do not be afraid. You will not be falling into an empty void. You will be falling directly into my hands, which are already holding your heart, and which will continue to hold it, and you, safely, securely, and lovingly, until the morning light. Sleep now, my child. Your heart is safe with me. My beloved child, my tender-hearted one, as you drift in this serene space between wakefulness and sleep, held in my everlasting arms, your heart resting safely in my hands, I wish to bestow a final, active gift upon you. I want to speak a blessing over you. This is more than just a hopeful wish. A blessing spoken from me is an act of creation, a declaration of divine intention and power that goes forth to accomplish its purpose. It is my love made tangible, my grace given form. I ask you now to simply be still, to be open, and to receive these words not just with your mind, but with the very fabric of your soul. I bless you, first, in the very place of your deepest pain. I bless the wound itself, where the world sees only brokenness. I bless that place with the potential for profound grace. I bless the emptiness left by your loss, and I declare that it will one day become a space filled with a new and deeper understanding of my love. I bless the shattered pieces of your heart, and I declare that when I knit them back together, the golden seams of my healing will make your heart even more beautiful and resilient than before. I bless the very ache you feel, for it is a testament to your great capacity to love. And I declare that this capacity will not be diminished by your pain, but will be purified and expanded by my presence within it. I bless your sorrow, transforming it from a weight that crushes you into a valley where you will meet me in a deeper intimacy than you have ever known. I bless your memories. I know that right now, your memories may be a source of great pain. They may come to you as sharp, stabbing reminders of what you have lost. but I bless them tonight with a gentle healing. I bless the beautiful memories, the ones filled with laughter and joy. I place a holy seal around them, protecting them from being tainted by the bitterness of loss. I declare that they will be a source of quiet gratitude, a treasure in your heart. And I bless the painful memories, the memories of the last conversation, the last touch, the last goodbye. I gently surround these memories with my compassion, taking the sharp, traumatic edges off of them, soothing the agony they contain, and in time, allowing them to become a part of the sacred story of your love, not just the story of your loss. I bless your body, this faithful vessel that has carried the heavy burden of your grief. I bless your tired eyes, and I speak rest into the muscles that surround them. I bless your throat, and I soothe the rawness of your unshed tears. I bless your shoulders, and I command the deep knots of tension to release their grip. I bless your chest, and I speak space and peace into the tightness around your heart. I bless your stomach, and I calm the storms of anxiety that have churned within it. I bless your very cells, speaking a word of renewal and restoration over them, commanding them to release the memory of trauma and to embrace the deep, healing rest I am providing. I declare that your body is a temple of my Holy Spirit, and tonight it will be a temple of profound peace. I bless your mind. I bless it with a reprieve from the relentless cycle of what if and if only. I bless it with a gentle stillness. I place a guard of my heavenly peace at the gates of your thoughts, and I declare that no tormenting fear, no accusing lie, no frantic worry will be granted entry tonight. I bless your mind with the capacity to receive comfort, to feel safety, and to let go of the impossible task of understanding all things. May your mind rest, not in the certainty of answers, but in the certainty of my love. I bless your relationships. I bless the connections that feel strained by your grief. I speak grace and understanding into the hearts of those around you who may not know how to comfort you. I bless you with the courage to be vulnerable and the wisdom to know who is safe. And in the places where you feel most alone, I bless that solitude, transforming it from a space of aching loneliness into a sanctuary of quiet communion with me, your most faithful friend. And finally, I bless your future. I know it may look like a grey, formless void to you right now, but I bless it with color. I bless it with hope. I bless it with purpose. I declare that your pain will not be the end of your story. I declare that joy will come again. I declare that laughter will return. I declare that you will one day use what you have learned in this dark valley to bring light to others. I bless your future with my redemptive presence, promising to make all things, even this, work together for your good. Receive this blessing, my child. Let it sink deeper than your pain. Let it be the foundation upon which you will rebuild. Let it be the truth that anchors you through this night and all the nights to come. You are seen, you are known, you are loved, and you are profoundly, eternally blessed. And so, my beloved, we have reached the final moments of this day. We have journeyed together from a place of raw, overwhelming sorrow into a sanctuary of profound safety and peace. We have honored your tears. We have acknowledged the depth of your wounds. We have sat together in the truth of my nearness, my understanding, my unending love. I have taken your fragile heart into my own hands, hands that are both powerful and tender, scarred with a love that conquered death for you. I have cleaned and bandaged your wounds with my promises. I have sung a lullaby of peace over your weary soul. and I have spoken a blessing of restoration over every part of your being. There is nothing left to hold on to. There is nothing left to fear. It is time for the final, sweetest surrender. It is time to sleep. I want you to see yourself as a very small child again. The day has been long and filled with too many grown-up pains. You have cried until you have no more tears. You have run until your legs can run no more, and now you are collapsing, utterly spent, into the arms of your Father. I am lifting you up. You do not have to climb. I am doing all the work. I am carrying you now. Feel the strength of my arms around you. Feel your head resting against my chest. You can hear the steady, strong, rhythmic beat of my heart. It is the sound of life itself. It is the sound of a love that has no beginning and no end. It is the sound of perfect safety. I am carrying you to your bed, a place I have prepared for you. It is a bed of deep peace, with blankets woven from my faithfulness and pillows filled with the soft down of my grace. I am laying you down ever so gently. You do not even feel the transition, for my arms remain under you. The bed itself is an extension of my embrace. I am pulling the warm, heavy quilt of my presence up to your chin. It is a weighted blanket of pure love, designed to calm your nervous system and make you feel secure. The room is dark now, but it is not a frightening darkness. It is the gentle, holy darkness of the womb, a place of growth, of protection, of quiet formation. The air is still and warm. The garrison of my peace stands silent watch. The angels are at their posts. Everything is ready. All of creation seems to be holding its breath, waiting to honor this sacred moment of your rest. Now I am leaning over you. I see the faint tear tracks on your cheeks, and I see them as marks of honor. I see the weariness in every line of your face, and my heart is filled with an overwhelming, tender compassion. I place a gentle, loving kiss upon your forehead. It is a kiss of ownership, a seal of my covenant with you. It is a kiss that says, "You are mine." It is a kiss that says, "All is well." It is a kiss that says, "Good night, my precious child." Now listen to my final whisper, the words meant to carry you over the threshold into sleep. Sleep now, child. Your heart is safe with me. Sleep now from the exhausting work of grieving. I will grieve with you as you rest. Sleep now from the burden of trying to understand. I hold all the reasons in my heart. Sleep now from the fear of the lonely night. I am your constant companion. Sleep now from the pain of your wound. My healing balm is at work, even as you are unaware. Let go of the last thread of your thoughts. Let go of the last muscle in your body. Let go of the last grip of your consciousness. You can trust me with your unconscious self. You can trust me with your dreams. You can trust me with your next breath. You have done all you can do. You have been so brave. You have been so strong. You have carried so much. But your work is over now. It is my turn. I will take the watch. I will guard your soul. I will hold your heart. I will sustain your life. So fall backward into my arms. Fall downward into the deep, quiet ocean of restorative sleep. Fall into the abyss of peace that I have prepared for you. Do not be afraid. I will catch you. I will hold you, and I will keep you safe and sound, beloved and blessed, until the morning light. Sleep now, child. Your heart is safe with me. Sleep, sleep now.